Smart locks promise security, convenience, and modern features. They also have unique attack vectors that traditional locks don't. According to Consumer Reports 2025 smart lock testing, every major brand had at least one documented security concern. Some are minor configuration choices. Others are real flaws that allow remote open under specific conditions. Knowing them helps you set up safely. Let me start with what makes smart locks different from traditional. A traditional pin tumbler lock can be picked, bumped, or kicked in. A smart lock adds wireless attack surface, app vulnerabilities, cloud account compromise, and battery failure. The threat model expands. According to DEF CON lock bypass research from 2023 through 2025, most smart locks remain physically secure but add new digital risks. The most common real-world attack on smart locks: account compromise. If your smart lock account email is compromised through a phishing attack, the attacker can often reset the lock or grant themselves access without ever touching the door. According to a 2024 FBI report on cybercrime, account-based smart device intrusions tripled from 2021 to 2024. Use a unique strong password in two-factor authentication. Always. Two-factor authentication on the lock account is critical. Most major brands now support it. August, Schlage, Yale, Kwikset, all have two-factor in their apps. Enable it during initial setup. The 30 seconds of inconvenience prevents the most common attack pattern. According to the Identity Theft Resource Center's 2025 report, accounts with two-factor were 99% less likely to be compromised in mass breaches. Now let's talk about wireless protocols. Smart locks come in several flavors. Wi-Fi locks like the Schlage Encode and Yale Assure with connect directly to your router. Z-Wave and Zigbee locks like the Schlage Connect and Yale Assure SL connect to a hub. Bluetooth locks like the original August connect only to your phone. Each protocol has different security trade-offs. Z-Wave is generally considered the most secure protocol for smart locks. The Z-Wave Security S2 framework provides encryption and authentication that has been audited extensively. According to a 2023 Silicon Labs security audit, Z-Wave Plus with S2 had no known critical vulnerabilities affecting smart locks. The downside is Z-Wave locks need a hub, which adds complexity. Wi-Fi locks have a more varied security record. The convenience of direct internet access also means a wider attack surface. The August Wi-Fi smart lock had a vulnerability disclosed in 2022 that allowed packet sniffing on poorly secured networks. The fix was a firmware update, but unpatched locks remained vulnerable for months. Always keep firmware current. Bluetooth locks have the most documented attack research. DEF CON 2023 featured at least 4 presentations on Bluetooth low-energy vulnerabilities in smart locks. The attacks generally require proximity to the lock, around 30 feet maximum. Real-world risk is limited but not zero. The August second generation and below had specific known vulnerabilities. Newer hardware fixed most. Let's discuss specific brands. The August Smart Lock series has been in market since 2014. The newest 4th generation has improved security significantly over earlier models. It still has a Bluetooth vulnerability disclosed in 2023 that requires firmware patching. Owners with older models should upgrade or maintain firmware religiously. Solid value at $150. The Schlage Encode and Encode Plus are widely considered among the most secure consumer smart locks. The Encode runs Wi-Fi directly. The Encode Plus adds Apple Home Key and Matter support. Both have ANSI Grade 1 certification, the highest residential rating, and have not had a critical security vulnerability disclosed since launch. Around $250 to $300 depending on style. The Yale Assure series, especially the Assure Lock 2, is competitive with Schlage on security. Yale's parent company is ASSA ABLOY, the world's largest lock manufacturer, and the engineering reflects that pedigree. The AssureLock 2 with the Wi-Fi module is around $260. Z-Wave version is around $200. Both are excellent choices. The Acura U200 deserves attention as a budget option that takes security seriously. Around $180, supports Apple Home Key, Matter, and traditional keys. The build quality is good for the price. The privacy track record is solid because Acura's local-first philosophy minimizes cloud exposure. Newer brand, less long-term track record, but positive early signals. What I would avoid: smart locks from unknown brands selling at heavily discounted prices. The cheap unbranded smart locks on Amazon for under $100 often have undocumented Chinese cloud backends, default passwords, or shared encryption keys across the entire product line. Spend the extra $100 for a known brand. Your home security is not the place to economize. Here's the catch: even high-quality smart locks have a fundamental physical concern. The deadbolt mechanism behind the smart electronics is a standard pin tumbler lock. If you replace your existing deadbolt with a smart lock that has a physical key override, that key is the weakest link. Pick a smart lock with high-quality cylinder, like Schlage's Primus or Medeco compatible options, if traditional lockpicking is in your threat model. Some smart locks like the Level Lock and Lockly Visions have done away with the external traditional key entirely. The Level Lock fits inside an existing deadbolt and operates entirely electronically. No external keyhole means no traditional pick attack. The trade-off is no physical fallback if the electronics fail. Battery management becomes critical. Battery failure is a real concern with smart locks. Most use 4AA batteries that last 6 to 12 months depending on usage. Some lower power models last up to 2 years. Battery alerts at 20% give you weeks of warning. According to the Locked-in Smart Lock survey from 2024, 15% of users had been locked out at least once due to battery failure they ignored. Plan for it. External battery jump options are worth understanding. Several smart locks have 9-volt battery contacts on the exterior keypad. If the internal batteries die and you don't have keys, you can press a 9-volt battery against the contacts to power the keypad temporarily. The Schlage Encode, August, and Yale have this feature. Read the manual when you install. User code best practices. Don't use 4-digit codes when 6 is available. Don't share your master code with house cleaners, dog walkers, or contractors. Create temporary codes with expiration dates. According to a 2023 University of Michigan home security study, smart lock users with shared master codes were 5 times more likely to experience unauthorized entry. Manage codes deliberately. Autolock settings. Configure autolock to 60 seconds maximum. 5 minutes is too long. The whole point of a smart lock is consistent locking, not occasional locking. Autolock at 30 seconds means even if you forget, the door secures itself promptly. According to Consumer Reports' 2024 Smart Home Security Guide, configurable autolock is the single feature with the highest correlation to reduced break-ins. Geofencing and auto entry are the most controversial smart lock features. Automatic entry when you arrive home is convenient but creates risk if your phone is stolen or compromised. Geofencing accuracy can also fail. The August has had widely reported issues with auto entry firing prematurely. Personally, I disable auto entry and use a 6-digit code. Mild inconvenience, real security improvement. In my own setup, I run a Schlage Encode Plus with 2-factor on the account, 6-digit codes for family members, temporary codes for guests, 60-second autolock, manual entry only, and remote view of access logs through Apple Home. The setup feels thoughtful, not paranoid. 5 minutes of careful configuration gets you most of the security upgrade. Network security for smart locks. Put your smart lock on a separate IoT network if your router supports LANs. The lock can talk to the internet for remote control but cannot reach your laptop or file server. If the lock gets compromised, the attacker is contained to the IoT network. Most modern routers including Arrow, Asus, and Unify support VLAN setup in 5 minutes. Insurance implications. Some homeowners' insurance offers discounts for verified smart locks, similar to leak detection. State Farm, Allstate, USAA, and Liberty Mutual all have programs. The discount is typically smaller than leak detection, around 3 to 5% on the security portion of your premium. Worth asking about, but not a primary justification. When smart locks are not the right choice. Multi-unit buildings where you don't control the door frame. Older doors with non-standard deadbolt configurations. Houses with extreme cold climates that exceed lithium battery operating ranges. Locations with unreliable power and no Wi-Fi. Each scenario has specific concerns that may rule out smart locks. Sometimes a high-quality traditional deadbolt is the right answer. Final security recommendations. Pick a known brand with security track record. Enable two-factor on the account. Use unique 6-digit codes per family member. Configure short auto lock. Disable auto entry if you can live without it. Keep firmware current. Put the lock on a separate network if possible. Have a backup physical key stored securely off-site or with a trusted neighbor. Layered security still applies in the smart era. Subscribe to Espacio Intelligent and hit the bell. Next week's setup goes deeper into smart smoke detectors and how they compare to traditional ones across speed, accuracy, and false alarm rates. Drop a comment with which brand of smart lock you're considering, and I will share specific configuration tips for your situation.